Good morning once again, everybody. We are going to talk about what actually makes a person qualified. There's a lot of companies out there. I know that, not given, a lot of people are applying to jobs that don't actually exist. They're not getting callbacks, not getting hired. All right. But there's also the unicorn issue where companies are specifically just building up pipelines of resumes, focusing on trying to find the one unicorn hire that they'll pay 3 times less than what they're worth. All right. But what actually makes a person qualified? We have tons, absolute tons of college degrees and certifications and all of the paper qualifiers that would make somebody eligible for a job. But what does it actually mean to be qualified? Okay. So, roofing, for instance. Now, given roofing is not an illustrious job, but what does it take to be a roofer? Okay. What does it take to be a roofer? You got to be able to, assuming you're not running the job, you got to be able to put on a harness, all right, rope to an anchor point, all right, especially up in like the Northeast, like New England area. A lot of those roofs are incredibly like high slope. All right. So if you weren't hooked in, you slipped, you're fucking dead in a lot of cases. All right. You're breaking something, you're scarred for life. Anyway, what does it take to actually be a roofer? What makes you qualified to be a roofer? You got to know when to flash, how to flash, cement. It doesn't take that much. All right. And given you have to have a reasonable amount of quality to your work, but that comes with time, that comes with working with a crew. But what makes you actually qualified? Anybody could really be a roofer. All right. As long as you're not, wheelchair bound, anybody can be a roofer. All right. Flashing, cement, flashing, knowing how to overlap the flashing, following the any codes in your area that would apply to flashing. Some areas demand certain flashing on the ends, eaves. I don't know. It's been a while. Um, you know, little things like that. It does not take much. You just got to be able to lay down a shingle with a little bit of overlap and slam that bitch in. All right. What kind of nails do you use? You want to over penetrate. Okay. When it comes to roofing nails, you want, I think the rule was, oh, what was it? I think a quarter inch. You should at least have a quarter inch over penetration. That helps anchor it more. Anyway, the point is, you don't need to know how to do that much. All right, it's rolling out a tar underlayment, and really all modern roofing is it. Well, unless you're doing a flat roof, and God help you with that. Um, really, the majority of it is just laying down tar and fiberglass with more tar and rocks and nails. Like it's not that bad. All right. Probably the worst part outside of falling and breaking your ass is the amount of knives you'll go through cutting shingles to, fit whatever kind of roof you're trying to fit to. It doesn't take that much. Does it take a lot in order to do medical coding? No, no. What does it take to be a medical coder? Essentially, you just have to read. I mean, it depends on what organization you might be working with, what insurance types you're dealing with, but it's all minimal brain level shit. All right, it does not take that much effort to actually do it. The majority of jobs in this country consistently demand an just gargantuan amount of experience that it's not called for. It's absolutely not called for, especially for the pay rates that these places are offering. All right, if the job for the jobs that are real out there, um, they they ain't shit. They ain't shit. There's no other way for me to put it. There's no other way for me to put it. The majority of jobs in this country could be done with a seventh grade education. All right, that's all it takes. All this constant push to, given college has mostly died off, and there was a surge, and get your whatever cert. All right, get certified. Get this piece of paper that says you went through a little training course. Yeah, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. All right. The reality is every single company, they don't just, it's not just that they want, oh, how do I explain this? How do I explain this? They don't just want somebody on paperwork who could do the job. They don't just want somebody who can physically do the job. They're looking for the perfect slave. All right. It's not just looking for the perfect unicorn, but the fact that all of these companies are asking for such massive, massive requirements. It doesn't take much to do roofing. It doesn't take that much to do carpentry. It doesn't take that much to do any of this shit. All right. The bigger issues you're going to run into are it's the areas where people will die if you fuck up. All right. So you can't just become a doctor. You can't read one medical journal and call yourself a doctor. Just like you can't just start connecting random pipes together and expect nothing bad to happen. When it comes to plumbing, given a lot of it has moved away from metal work, there are, at least on the builder side, there's a lot more push to do everything with plastics, and it's garbage. It's garbage. But a lot of it's joint making. A lot of it is, and trust me, I couldn't be a plumber. I wouldn't want to be a plumber. All right. I already deal with enough shit. Anyway, for the plumbers, what do they have to do? They have to balance inputs and outputs, pressures, jointing. All right. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It's knowing what materials to use. Of course, you can't use leaded pipes or egregiously leaded pipes. Um, and it's mostly just routing. It's routing and it's pressure dynamics and joinery. All right. It's not you're more likely to run into trouble with plumbing. Okay. Same goes for electrical. Electrical, you fuck up, somebody dies. Okay. So electrical, another thing personally, I will never touch. I will never touch. I can do, DC electrics just fine, but I'm not going anywhere near alternating current systems. All right, when it comes to from from the breaker box up the line. All right, I ain't touching any of that. Fucking any of it. All right, because that shit, you fuck up, people die. There's a decent amount of math involved. Now, given the math might not particularly be difficult, but I know that in my own personal experience, I have a very hard head, and I'm one of those people where, oh, I don't want to say I shouldn't, because that's tempting fate. But what I will say is something like that. It's reasonable to demand experience. It's reasonable to demand training. Okay. But outside of electrical and plumbing and, being a doctor, being a nurse, or being a nuclear engineer, um, general engineering, obviously, you'd want somebody to be trained if they're going to be building the bridges or the buildings or, actually planning everything like that. That makes sense. That makes sense. What these companies are asking for is outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous, and honestly, you shouldn't stand for it. All right. Increasingly, I won't lie. Increasingly, I have been doing application trolling. You know, where I just send a picture of a cat's ass to employers. All right. In addition to that, you could always go with a giant middle finger emoji. All right, that's another fun one. You should absolutely, especially with some of these places, you should troll them. You should troll them. You should ridicule them. All right, in your own right, just because of what their demands are. They're asking way too much for way too little, and it's a fucking joke at this point. What makes you qualified? Are you willing to do the fucking work? That's pretty much it. What makes you qualified? Well, if you show me how to do it, I'll do it. And then I'll be qualified. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the majority of fucking jobs in this country. That's pretty much it. This illusion that we have to fucking put somebody through 4 years of fucking training to open a valve. All right, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and you should be pissed off about it. All right, and the progressive credentialism, the fact that everything, literally everything, is legal liability, and oh my god, you need to have a trained person, or we're going to charge you higher insurance rates, or you're going to be at liability for potential risk. Oh my God, you put an unqualified person, an untrained, unqualified person on that machine. Dude, back in the day, there were 6-year-olds driving tractors. We went from 6-year-olds driving tractors to, honestly, it would not surprise me if private equity started getting in on farming, instead of just leasing the land back that they scalped from people. Where they actually start getting the equipment, it'd be an absolute disaster. But they start getting the fucking equipment and they start demanding college educations. All right, not even a 4 year. No, not an associate's. No, we need a doctorate of harvesting. It's ridiculous shit, and you shouldn't play along with it. You should mercilessly mock it to death. All right. This is just the thing, like, even with automotive, like, given with the more modernized equipment, when you're looking at modern cars, yeah, honestly, you might need a college degree for that. It might legitimately be considered mechanical surgery at this point. The amount of additional hydraulics and the amount of all the other junk that they've added to it, that they've added to modern cars. The fact that, oh my god, you can't just replace one tire because we got stoned this one day, or our engineers got stoned this one day and thought it'd be a really good idea to put more hydraulic shit and hook it to the differential. So that way, if you replace one tire but not the other, uh, yeah, you're gonna blow up your differential. Oh, thanks. Thanks. And the entire hydraulic system with it? Oh, cool. Cool. How much is that gonna run? Oh, okay. Time to get another car. You know, it's comical. I hate it. I don't even know where the hell I'm going with this one. I'm just kind of bouncing off into the weeds, floating around the idea. You don't need a college degree in order to do things well. In most cases, a college degree will actually hinder your ability to do shit because the majority of college degrees come from the hubris, all right? They come from the autistic view of the world, all right? When in reality, you can learn in a college course how to honestly do scheduling and, how to deal with issues at the workplace or anything else, really. But then when you're actually all up in it, when you have to deal with shit, your college course doesn't exactly cover how to balance people and their emotions, and some person A getting pissed off at person B, and then person C getting pissed off at both of them for getting pissed off at each other, and on and on and on. College does not necessarily, college courses don't prepare you for non-ideal world. All right, college courses largely are, well, I mean, they're watered down, but they focus on the world in its ideal state, where everything can be put in a box and everything makes sense. Real world doesn't work like that. The real world rarely makes any sense at all. All right. Oh God, I forget the movie, but Rodney Dangerfield essentially shitting on the economics or the finance professor. Like, well, all right, here's your first thing. You forgot all the bribes and payoffs. Like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, if you're gonna get something done, you gotta put money in the right hands. And it's just like, I don't know where you got your education from, but here at blah 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 School of Dumb Fuckery, we charge people a lot of money to tell them the autistic view of the world that doesn't actually fucking work. That's what it comes down to. All right. Companies need to, given I know dealing with people nowadays is not exactly easy when it comes to hiring. It's a fucking nightmare. All right, you do have a decent amount of people out there who are fucking entitled. You also have a bunch of people who are lazy, although part of the reason why they're lazy is because of all the fucking shit they've had to put up with so far. But um, even though hiring is difficult, the reality is if you actually need workers in some of these positions, you're gonna have to teach them how to do the job. Okay. The idea that you can get human beings that are just, yeah, like software packages where you can just include them. All right, you just module them together Java style, and it's just gonna everything's gonna work flawlessly. It's like, no, no, everybody's different. Everybody's skills are different. Everybody's capacities are different. All right. Honestly, the thing is, here's a perfect example. So, in my specific case, I'm a fucking alien to the rest of the world. I'm not even kidding. I am an absolute fucking alien. Because why did I use roofing as an example? Because I've actually done some roofing. Why carpentry? Because I've actually done carpentry. Mechanics work? Also did that. All right. I have literally built and fixed and done so many things that a normal person wouldn't do. All right. That normal people run into a problem and they just freeze. They don't know what to do. They have to figure out, all right, who the hell do I have to pay and who and where are they? All right, to deal with an issue. Meanwhile, I'm fucking whipping out a fucking hammer like, all right, I got this. All right. That's literally my life at this point. And because of it, I have the perspectives and because I've seen government side, well, government side, corporate side, and just dealing with normal people side, because I've seen every single angle of it, it's a thing. When George Carlin did his comedy specials talking about bullshit is the glue, he's not kidding. He's not kidding. It's all bullshit, and it really is bad for you. All right. People build their entire lives, their entire sense of being based on their ability to do one single fucking thing. All right. One single fucking thing. And that's their entire life. At least it was. Now we all have to be the Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. But at one point in time, you could actually just get away with knowing how to do one thing. Now, if you only know how to do one thing, holy shit, you better be getting paid six figures for it. All right, because otherwise, I don't know how normal people Like, this is the thing. I don't know anymore how normal people are necessarily getting by because I know that personally, I have the capability to fix most, if not all, of my own shit. All right. I can deal with most things that come along in house. Okay. I could not fucking imagine having to deal with the ball ache and the scheduling and the constantly being fucking busy that normal people seem to be under, or quote unquote normal people seem to be under. I have no idea where other people actually are in their progression overall through life, but I cannot imagine having to deal with appointments for this mechanic, that mechanic, this contractor, that contractor. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, do you actually have time to live your life, or are you just pretending that you do for social clout? Like, holy fuck. But then the companies themselves, they're loaded with the same people. They're loaded with the exact same people. These managers, and this is true with public or private sector, the managers hiring managers, even the owners for most of these companies, although honestly, the owners have some actual, oh shit, what's the word? Um, mm, oh, is the useless thing. Oh, initiative. Initiative. Owners generally have some initiative. All right, they at least have something going on in their heads. But the majority of managers, especially, like these people, a lot of them haven't done really much all anything with their lives. Like they are dependent on civilization, all right, in order to handle all of their problems. They can't, they do their one thing and then they hire out or pay whoever the hell needs to get paid to deal with literally everything else. I don't know how they live like that. But these people also don't know how to deal with an alien. All right? They really don't. They really don't because the alien people in this regard, the actual unicorns, this is the thing. I know a lot of them. This is like, I'm not fucking around with this. I know tons, tons of the quote unquote unicorn people. All right. These companies have no fucking idea what, like, the companies that are actually looking for unicorns, when they find them, they have no idea what the hell to do with them. All right, like this is the thing. They're trying to hire people who are capable of literally anything. Like I legitimately I know people who could pull off oh god, I forget his name. But Asian American. All right. What was it? He was the first dude to be a Navy SEAL, a doctor, and a fucking astronaut. All right. And it's just like, what in the fuck? Uh, and his parents were still pissed off. Um, it's the thing. It's the thing. I know people who could pull that off. I know people who can absolutely pull that off. Society cannot do anything with them. All right. Like the majority of these people, the thing is, the majority of unicorns in this country, the position they find themselves in, um, oh God, I think his name was Dr. K. He did a video ages ago talking about how the gifted kids were, did really fucking poorly in the second half of life. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. The unicorns don't fit in to the structures that we have. All right. The 9 to 5 grind structure. Unicorns don't fit in too well with that. All right. Unicorns actually need the time to be able to unicorn. And it's the thing, companies, they want to hold on to unicorns, but they don't want to pay worth a damn and they somehow these companies almost expect the unicorns to rise up in the ranks without taking any kind of pay increase or anything else, to rise up into the ranks and take their company and literally moonshot it, all right, and then get absolutely nothing for it. Like, what? What? Like, you're trying to collect people as if they're Funko Pops, all right? Like these stupid little collectibles that you just put on the shelf and do nothing with. Like, the unicorns end up in the position where, because they can they get pigeonholed in these shit fucking employers, and they have two options: either they have to embrace the instability and then try to do something on their own, because they will not find a job that will actually get them to where they need to go, or essentially they swallow the blue pill and suffer through it and waste their talent. Okay, but I know tons of unicorns, and none of these companies deserve them, not a one, and it's kind of fucked up. But once again, these companies will ask for unicorn level experience, unicorn level capabilities, unicorn mentality, and then we'll try to offer them $15 an hour. Like, get the fuck out of here. No. No. What makes somebody qualified? When a problem comes up, can you actually identify the problem and fix the problem without needing massive amounts of help? All right, that's what makes a unicorn. That's what makes a solid fucking worker. All right, maybe not a unicorn, but at least a solid worker. Can you actually deal with shit as it comes up? All right, reasonable shit, of course. You can't just pull some kid off the street and expect them to, rewire an entire house. Okay, but what? I don't know. I don't even know where the hell I'm going with this. This is kind of a calm rant, but it's the thing. I am. The companies that are demanding as much as they are should be fucking ashamed of themselves. I mean, the managers don't necessarily know any better. God knows the HR ladies don't know shit. It's a miracle some of these people can tie their shoes without having to pay somebody else to do it for them. But it is what it is. I'm going to end it here. I have no idea what we've accomplished, but whatever. If you like and appreciate the video, like, favorite, sub, share, do all the things, ring the bell, ding the bell, tickle the bell, do all the things to your heart's content, to the bell, leave a comment, hype, if it comes up. If you're interested in written content, check out the Substack in the description box below. And if you're interested in personal or business consulting, stop by www.spadesconsulting.com without the dash, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one.